Hey everyone, have I here bringing a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be discussing the next Dokkan Festival exclusive on Global, which will be the AGL First Form Frieza. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So there's really an interesting scenario here. I'll be talking about this toward the end of the video, where the timeline for First Form Frieza coming out on Global gives us actually an opportunity for a multitude of different things, because Frieza did not have, like, in a sense, like a full part 2, a part of his celebration. So we're leading into the 9-year anniversary, so we could have other things come about when it comes to merging the games of JP and Global, and we might see a little bit of speed up or be participating in whatever JP is going to provide for part 2 on their celebration. But let's go ahead and dive into the details of Frieza first. Now, this is a situational unit. Most of you guys aren't going to be summoning on this banner here Frieza, unless you are a Frieza fanatic and you need to have this unit here. Most global players, free to play, low to play, you're definitely skipping this banner because this is not really useful at this point in time, even on Global, right? And Global, it's not that hard of difficulty because the 9-year anniversary difficulty really shot up. And Kid Buu would be the hardest difficulty probably right now, along with Murzumasu and those types of fights there. But ultimately, again, you're probably not going to summon on this unit here. So what does this unit entail? Well, you have stats are okay when it comes to HP. It's a little bit low on attack, but not too bad. It's right pretty close to 16,000, but 15.8, and then defense 12.5. This unit here constitutes a leader skill that I really don't think we really need, and that is going to be Planetary Destruction, and then Space Traveling Warriors at 170 with Inhuman Deeds and Terrifying Conquerors as the additional boost. So the reason why I say a lot of people aren't going to want this unit here is this unit is more of a offensive unit, and it doesn't have a stacking ability when it comes to defense. It does have for the SA multiplier. It doesn't have any guard, it doesn't have any dodge, or it doesn't have any damage mitigation. So in this current meta here, this unit is just based off of defensive stat and defensive stat only. Now you can get it pretty high, I guess, but ultimately you probably want to have some additional defensive mechanics like dodge on your hidden potential, right? So, but let's look at all the details here. Raises attack, which again, that stacks, raises defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to enemy, and greatly lowers attack. This is at least beneficial. Passive skill here, you have an interest animation that gives you attack and defense 100% and launches additional attack that has a high chance of becoming super. It really should have just put great chance here. For 5 turns, from the start of turn when there are 2 or more Space Traveling Warriors category allies, starting in the character's attacking turn. And if you're running this unit here, you should have no problem putting Space Traveling Warriors on the team. 2 or more is not bad. So the restriction isn't all that bad there. Key plus 3 attack and defense 150%. I'm still looking for for Dokkan Fest exclusives in 2024 is just standard attack and defense 200%, but it's 150. But you do get additional attack and defense 150% when attacking. So it is a nice little buff there. I still would like the standard 200. Here's where you get additional defensive stats here, plus 20% defense and 10% crit for every Terrifying Conquer category allies on the team. So when you start doing the math there, let's say you have 5, that's an additional 100%. So 100% the defense is strong, but you're definitely going to need some super attacks here because you're not going to use this unit in first position. So attack 100% and launches an additional super attack starting from a turn in which the character performs the 5th attack in the battle. And again, that's just attacks in general. Remember, this gives you an additional attack here. And that's kind of pretty much about it. Unfortunately, unless you're fighting against a pure Saiyans or low-caste warrior enemy restrictions are the worst, right? Because now, again, you're putting in only certain situations where this unit will shine, because you get an additional attack 100% and a chance to perform a critical hit 50% when there's a pure Saiyans category enemy. And if there's a low class warrior in Pure Saiyans, then you also launch an additional super attack. So this is very strong, and I wish they would have done something different that you can access this besides fighting a Pure Saiyans and low class warrior, because 50% crit and launches additional super attack and 100% attack. That is very, 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 very powerful. But again, all in all, you can kind of look at the passive skill here and go, oh, okay, defensively, it is going to be an issue, and you're never going to run this in first position. You ever get locked in first position, you're probably going to die. So, especially if there's some attacks prior to you doing a, couple super attacks to raise defense here. But even with that, again, it's just all in all, with the current meta, it's not attractive, right? At least on paper. And again, this unit just does crazy amount of damage, of course, and that's how it's built. Active skill here causes ultimate damage to enemy. It disables enemy's action once within a turn, and it can be activated when there is a low class warrior enemy or Pure Saiyans category enemy starting from the 3rd turn or after the 5th turn. Link skills here: strongest clan in space, universe most malevolent, Frieza family, thirst for conquest, bit back bosses. At least that has bit back bosses. Fear and faith, fierce battle, and then the categories: wicked bloodline, terrifying conquerors, inhuman deeds, space traveling warriors, gifted warriors, planetary destruction, sworn enemies. So, yeah, when it comes to like best in slots, I really, again, this is a situational unit at best. Now it does come with an additional unit in Dodoria. So this unit is provided as the banner unit here. Again, fine. This unit is fine, right? But when it comes to banner units, I'm always looking for, is this a support unit? Which it is. It is going to be Inhuman Deeds, Key +2, attack defense of 50%. So if you're going to run this unit here, Inhuman Deeds is where he's going to shine. I'm not going to really go over it. You can kind of read through it. It has some defensive stacking ability. Again, it does provide a opportunity for you to support Inhuman Deeds, but ultimately, you guard if you are connecting this with a Frieza. So this is where he will shine if you're running against with Frieza. But then again, Frieza doesn't have a lot of this additional thing. But he'll get this little 50% boost, which is nice. So I guess you can run them together, and it's a better rotation than not running it together, right? So again, not really focusing too much on this unit here. So let's talk about the interesting situation here with Global, right? The celebration is going to entail really just a few things, right? You have the new banner. You have, I gotta fix one thing here. Give me a second. You have Dodoria, you have Frieza, first form Frieza there. Then you have the EZA. That's why I'm missing here. There we go. There's the EZA to Bardock. And Team Bardock here, he actually gets a nice EZA here. It's going to be nice and usable. But then you also get the Dokkan Awakening and EZA to Chilled, and then the Dokkan Festival exclusive EZA to the Super AGL Bardock here. So interestingly enough, that's all we're getting, and really that is barely a 2-week celebration. So if this is going to start basically on the 31st. Or the 30th, 31st here. So it just really in a couple of days. This is going to last, probably till like the 10th or 12th. So you have easily another 4 weeks, possibly until the anniversary starts. And the anniversary is going to start sometime in the 2nd week of July. But of course, you have the countdown before there. So you really have about 3 weeks. But in 3 weeks, you can add a full celebration if you wanted to squeeze something in there. Or you're going to at least participate in the part 2 of the JP. So JP's getting, currently right now, they are getting Rose. And they also ended up getting a banner unit that Global didn't get in the Super Saiyan Trunks here. So that's something you're like, okay, well, we probably will get this in part 2 if we participate in whatever part 2 LR they're going to be getting, because Frieza didn't have a part 2 LR, right? They could fast forward and we can get like Ginyu Force. Ginyu Force works well with, it makes sense with Frieza, being that, Frieza were their boss. And however, Ginyu Force actually came out during the Topo celebration. So another thing that can happen is really squeeze the Topo celebration basically right after all this, and I can see them, introducing Topo, right? They can go, okay, let's start this whole catching up scenario here the week of the 10th, right? So they have this as like a week. So maybe like the 13th or 14th, they can introduce Topo, and then Topo that can also lead into a banner with Ginyu Force all together right before the anniversary. A little tight, but still capable of doing that. But I think the chances are we are going to participate in whatever the Part 2 Rose, because we didn't get a Part 2 the Rose. Whatever we're going to get getting there, we're going to get this unit here and whatever Part 2 that they're going to celebrate on JP and then lead into the 9-year anniversary. So, and then after 9-year anniversary, of course, we're going to get Topo. Then after we get Topo, we have the worldwide celebration. So we'll probably have another catch-up moment there. And then from the 9-year anniversary or the worldwide celebration this year and on, we will get every celebration JP's going to get, even though we might still need to do a little bit of catch-up on some older units. So anyway, that's really what the interesting thing is when it comes to this Frieza celebration, being that there's not much to it, right? So it'll be very, very interesting to see what the Part 2 for the celebration is on global. That's going to be the biggest question for the next couple of weeks. But anyway, with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video here. If you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Let me know if you're going to be summoning for Frieza. Don't, unless you are pay to play and don't care about money and don't care about your Dragon Stones. So thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.